sine of 9 times negative 0.5. Okay, so because we have one number that is positive and the other is negative, then the answer is negative. Evie started exercising 4 weeks ago. Since she started exercising, she has lost 1.5 kilograms each week. The following equation describes this situation. Minus 1.5 times 4 equals minus 6. What does minus 6 tell us? Okay, so if she has lost 1.5 kilograms each week, so minus 6 is the total amount of 6 kilos. She lost 6. No, not each week. What? She lost 6 kilograms each week. It doesn't. No, it's not true. It's not correct because she lost only 1.5 kilograms each week, and she didn't gain weight. She lost weight. So none of the above. Minus 6 tells us the total change in her weight since she started exercising. So it's none of the above. Minus 24 divided by 6. Okay, so 24 divided by 6 is 4. And since we have a negative number divided by a positive number, then the result is negative. So minus 4 is the answer. Solve for f. Okay, so f over 5 equals minus 8. We need to isolate the f, so we need to multiply both sides of the equation by 5. So on the left hand side, when we divide by 5 and then multiply by 5, we are left with f. So f equals minus 8 times 5. So f equals 8 times 5 is 40, and the result is negative because we have one negative number multiplied by a positive number. So negative times positive is negative. So the result is minus 40. And I will check it. Minus 40. I plug in minus 40 instead of f. Minus 40 over 5 equals minus 8. Then minus 40 divided by 5. 40 divided by 5 is 8, and the result is negative because a negative number divided by a positive number, the result is negative. So minus 8 is indeed equal to minus 8. So f equals minus 40 is correct. Minus 2 times minus 6. Okay, so we have a negative times a negative. So 2 times 6 equals 12. Minus 2 times minus 6 is also 12 because a negative times a negative is a positive, so the result is 12. And just to remind you that the explanation for why a negative times a negative is positive, so let's imagine, okay, so let's take Okay, let's take, for instance, let's take 2 times, and in parentheses I will put 3 minus 3. Okay, so the distributive property, we can solve the parentheses first, and then the parentheses evaluate to 0, so 2 times 0 is 0. But if we apply the distributive property, the distributive property means that if we multiply the 2 times 3 and then the 2 times minus 3, we need to get the same result, of course. So 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times minus 3 is minus 6, then we end up with 0. So the same thing should happen when we take minus 2 and then multiply by 3 minus 3. So minus 2 times 3 is 6. So we have 6. And then we need to get to 0 because we know that the parentheses evaluate to 0. So what times minus 2 times minus 3 needs to, sorry, I meant a mess. This is not 6. This is minus 2 times 3 is minus 6. So this is minus 6. And we need to get to 0. So minus 2 times minus 3 needs to be positive. So we get to 0. Okay. Another explanation is that, let's say we have minus 2 times 6. We know it's positive. It's negative, sorry. Minus 2 times 6 is minus 12. So if we need to multiply minus 2 times minus 6, it's the opposite of minus 12, which is 12. Okay. So, and if we totally ignore the signs, we just multiply 2 times 6. 2 times 6 is 12. And then we treat each negative sign as the opposite. So we have two opposites. So the first opposite will take us to minus 12. And then we have another opposite. The opposite of minus is negative. So we end up with positive. Okay. And another way to think about it is like each minus sign is like minus 1 times the number times minus 1 times the number without the sign. Okay, so this explains why we can just multiply 2 times 6, 12, and then treat each multiplication by minus as the opposite. So 12 times minus 1 is minus 12, and then we have another multiplication by minus 1, which takes us back to positive. And okay, so that's it. That's why a negative times a negative is positive. So minus 2 times minus 6 is positive 12. Okay. Thank you for watching. So in the next video, I'm going to move on to the next segment, which is understanding multiplying and dividing fractions. And I will do this practice, negative signs in fractions. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.